demerger plan has been approved by the NCLT. Remember, this is a major stumbling block that it got delayed quite a few times, which is why you're seeing a big spike in the stock price, up about 2%. And in a market where the metal pack as a whole has been under a tad bit of pressure, but this is important updates. Why is this important and what led to that delay? A few parameters that you should keep in mind. This is something that was approved by the Vedanta board way back in September of 2023. So it's taken quite a bit of time for us to reach to this point. There were objections from the Ministry of Petroleum, and in fact, there was a potential impact on the ability to recover dues from Vedanta's oil and gas business. There was a contractual and payment dispute with Sept, with the company's power business as well. So there were a few sticking points there. Sept, of course, and the recent development was that Sept withdrew all of its arbitration claims that were linked to the company's power business. This is, of course, a Chinese EPC contractor, Sept, that is. What will the outcome of this demerger be? It will be 5 listed companies. Vedanta Aluminium will be one of them. There will be an oil and gas business. There will be power. There will be steel. And Vedanta Ltd will hold out as an existing company as well. What will the exchange be, or rather the share ratio be, share swap ratio essentially, will be for every one Vedanta share, shareholders will receive 1 share each of the 4 newly listed companies. The earlier plan, of course, was to demerge into 6 companies, but they've settled into 4+1. Vedanta exists even after the demerger. The question that you're probably asking also is what's in it for the shareholders. This is something that we've addressed in the past. That demerger is set to unlock value for shareholders. It presents re-rating opportunities as pure play entities emerge, and investors can also take targeted exposure to, say, for example, the metal space, or specifically to a steel company, Vedanta Steel, or the oil and gas space, depending on what you see as the most important. So let's, in fact, find out what our experts have to say about this. We're still joined by Vineet Bolinjkar of Ventura Securities. Vineet, a significant update coming through for Vedanta. It's at the high point of the day now, 3%. Hopefully, I've laid the context for you. What would you do with a Vedanta stock right now?
So, commodities is the name of the game for the time that, the US is going to, has started with the quantitative easing. And we think that Vedanta is well poised with all its baggage gone. We think that this stock is going to fly higher, and, it has consolidated for a very long period of time. And we think that, moves that come out of consolidations are quite explosive. And we think that this can play out quite nicely for shareholders.
Okay. Would you be recommending a buy at this moment, though, at the current price of 566?
Yeah, as I said, it's a long-term play. We like the commodity space entirely. And that's what's going to be. So you've got focused plays out here. And we like this business from the value unlocking potential that there is.
Understood. Okay, Kush. Then on the charts, it's spiked today. If I remember correctly, the snapshot from this morning, this was one of the only stocks, if not the only stock from the metal pack that was in the green. And you had the rest that were trading in the red. Now it's up as much as nearly 3%. Is it also positive on the charts?
Alex. Yeah, indeed it is. In fact, I recall a conversation that we had yesterday morning on the opening show about, some of the stocks from the metal pack that look good, and Vedanta did feature on that list. It has given a breakout, a rounding bottom formation breakout above the 535 level. Volumes for the past 3 to 4 sessions have been very healthy. There's a breakout on the momentum indicators. Also, the RSI is also giving a breakout. I think this momentum could well continue. If you have the stock, no point selling right now. With the kind of price and volume action that you're seeing, it's a better idea to hold. But if you did, you could still enter with a target of about 585 and 600 plus, and keep a stop loss at the 545 mark.
Stop loss at 545. That's a call on the charts for Vedanta. Let's talk about insurance. And in fact, the insurance bill, which has been tabled in Parliament, and there are several aspects to this for the companies and the space as a whole. You're going to be talking about that 100% FDI. We've spoken about that. But really, beyond that, it's what happens to the agents and to the distribution network, because there is a move to allow the insurance regulator, the IRDAI, to have more of a say in capping of the charges or commissions that are charged by the insurance distributors or agents. And there's more to it than that as well. It has a bearing for the banking system as well as individual agents and the life insurance space as a whole. We're joined by Shrimi Chaudhary, who has broken the story and who has the details of what is contained in the bill. Shrimi, what stands out? What are the most important points that you've picked up?
Yeah, definitely, Alex. As we have been reporting that this is the sweeping reforms for the entire, insurance landscape, and we have been reporting about what's been proposed and what has been dropped. And as you rightly mentioned, the commission capping is one of the biggest takeaways, apart from hiking the foreign investment limit to 100% from the existing 74%. So I will first address the commission capping. So currently also IRDAI, which is the insurance regulator, control and, regulate the insurance commission capping. But the thing is that it was, quite scattered, and it's so the bill is kind of trying to streamline that, and that's how it's empowering the insurance regulator to, give more sort of legal backing on the commission capping. And in fact, this will definitely, to be done through the regulation, because the bill is suggesting to have a 1-year time window, which also means that the bill is kind of saying that you will get a transition period to switch to the new sort of remuneration framework, which is not there at this point. So clearly empowering the insurance regulator there. And this is coming from the fact, Alex, that there are a lot of instances around misselling. The menace of misselling has been there in the insurance sector.
Sure. Shrimi, sorry, apologies. Let me come back to you on that one, because there is an important update. Of course, we've been talking about Vedanta, but I want to get you the insight from a person who tracks the space very closely. And we're joined by Rakesh Arora. Rakesh, just your initial thoughts on the Vedanta demerger, a few stumbling blocks that has finally come through, and we know that they're going to be split into 5 entities, including Vedanta. What do you think about this development, and how do you look at the stock right now?
Okay, so see, I think it's marginally positive, though not as substantially positive as a lot of people think, because the majority of value unlock could have happened if Hindustan Zinc was also demerged. But that's not the case. So now investors get to play, whatever commodity they want to play. So that's, point number one. Number two is that, company can sell off some of the non-core assets which they've hinted in past, like steel, even, power, iron ore. They haven't really done much in these spaces. So they can offload some of the non-core assets. And number three is that, things are going very well because both aluminum and silver are doing exceedingly well. And these are the 2 major commodities for Vedanta. So they are in a sweet spot right now.
Okay. So any of these 5 companies, as you were mentioning, that there is a possibility that the company might go ahead, or the promoter might go ahead and sell off any of these 5 companies. As per your understanding, what could be that unit that the promoter might look to offload stake?
No, so see, as I said, that they haven't done much in steel, iron ore, and power. So these are 3 spaces where they haven't done much. So the management has not really indicated anything. This is my guess that probably these are non-core, which probably they might at some point want to offload.
I think the logical question, Rakesh, that a lot of investors will ask once the split takes place is, what businesses hold more potential? Because it's currently, the idea is they're going to split into these individual businesses, say steel or oil and gas separately, right? So in your mind, How should you study this, and what would your leaning or bent be? I'm not asking for a recommendation.
So there are only two businesses which are worth basically holding. One is definitely the aluminum business, and the other is zinc and silver business. Now, aluminum would be separately listed, so one will be able to play, a pure aluminum play. We do have Nalco already as a pure aluminum, and Hindalco, but it has a US business, so it kind of, so there would be some competition coming for pure aluminum play by Nalco once this is listed. And zinc, already Hindustan Zinc is listed, so people can play through that. But there is also now a possibility to play through Vedanta standalone, which will be housing largely, zinc business only.
And lastly, sir, just wanted to understand, given the sharp surge that we have seen in a lot of metal prices, aluminium, zinc and silver, does the current market price factor in these higher prices? Because there was an overhang earlier because of this demerger. So that now goes out. So is the share price factoring in that?
Yeah, I mean, see, market has been trying to factor in the price increases that we are seeing both in aluminum and silver, and but nobody expects them to last at these levels for too long. So normally in the last 15% move of commodity prices, there's a disconnection happen. So which hasn't really happened till now. So I think people are expecting commodity prices to still go up a little bit. So it's largely discounted. When I look at consensus estimates for Hindustan Zinc, I'm seeing people are now trying to build in silver at $60, even for FY27. So they are trying to build in the current silver prices.
Rakesh, thanks so much for taking the time. Appreciate that you've spent the time to explain this to us.
Thank you.
All right, now